Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals tonight from Oklahoma City, with the series all tied up at 2 games apiece. The Thunder still banged up. They will be without A.J. Mitchell, and Jalen Williams is listed as questionable. The Spurs, who won Game 4, are seemingly healthy. In Game 4, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led all Thunder scorers with 19 points, but did not get much support, as the rest of the team had 63 points. The Thunder's 82 points was the fewest in any game since December of 2021. That includes regular season and the postseason. This was also the second time this postseason the MVP has been held under 20 points. That has only happened once in the regular season over the past 2 years. So now the question is the Thunder bounce back in Game 5 more on SGA, or is it more on the supporting cast, Perk?
Oh, this is easy. It's the supporting cast. Number one, role players got to play better at home. And number two, can someone tell Chet Holmgren that the conference finals has started? Please. Can somebody tell him that? And I know I've been on Chet and I've been tough on him, but rightfully so. We're talking about a guy that was an all-star this year. Matter of fact, I believe he might have made an all-NBA team if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong on this.
I think it's third.
Oh, huh?
Third team. I think
okay.
Team NBA.
He made third team all-NBA. And in the semifinals, before the conference finals started, Chet Holmgren was averaging 20 points, shooting 61% from the field. You know what he's averaging right now in the conference finals? 11 points. Forget the fact that he's not checking Wemby. I don't even care about that at this moment. With no A.J. Mitchell, no J-Dub, at least try to be aggressive, bro. Try to be aggressive. You're a second option. You're one of the most versatile bigs that we have in this game. Stephen A. Cam, did y'all see SGA post-game interview the other night? When they asked him about how can they get Chet going and, how can Chet insert himself more in the offense? SGA was speechless. He was speechless. You know what that told me? Is that he didn't want to throw his guy under the bus and say, well, we actually want Chet to be aggressive. We waiting on Chet to show up as well. I'm not saying SGA told me this. I'm telling you that's what I got from the interview. Chet Holmgren has to rise to the occasion. There's no other way around it.
Let me say this about Chet Holmgren real quick, just to piggyback off of Big Perk. I want to be hesitant to say it, but I got to call it like I see it. Mm-hmm. He looks defeated. He looked like he don't want to be out there. Chet Holmgren, go look at how he plays normal.
Body language.
Look at it. Big Perk is big on body language, but go look at how. See, the point is, if I always see you a certain way, then I'm good with it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I've seen Tim Duncan dunk on people in the same expression. The same expression as if somebody gave something. It doesn't change. You're saying he's just playing. Right. You've seen Chet Holmgren be a bit more demonstrative, have a bit more fervor, more bravado, etc. You see none of that in this series. Right. Wemby's on the court. We all know the narrative involving him and Wembanyama. And there is no question that Wemby is here and Wemby is coming and Wemby wants all the smoke. He don't give a damn who it is. But there does seem to be a little something extra special when it comes to going up against Chet Holmgren. Right. And Chet Holmgren has virtually no response. Having said all of that, my answer is not the supporting cast. My answer is Shea Butter. He's the reigning two-time league MVP. He's the dude that's been averaging over 30 the last 4 games. He's the dude that's led the team to 35 consecutive wins. In other words, 35, what is it? What's the number? What's the stat here? 35 consecutive postseason games without back-to-back losses. The only team that eclipsed that was LeBron James and the Miami Heat from 2012 to 2014. They had 48. 35 consecutive games without back-to-back postseason losses. That is Shea Butter. And I'm saying when he performs, the supporting cast shows up and helps. When he doesn't perform, they can't lift that load. This is Game 5. A.J. Mitchell is out. J-Dub is out. And even though we saw what Oklahoma City did in Game 3, I believe if Oklahoma City loses this game, they losing in Game 6 in San Antonio. They got to win this game tonight.
I'm going to agree with Big Perk. They got to be the supporting cast, man. SGA they're going to double the team SGA. They're monitoring him. because he's saying he's falling all over the floor. He's under the microscope right now. They got to help out. You can't have Alex Caruso going from Superman to Clark Kent. He took one shot last game. Look, let me have it right here. The San Antonio bench been outscored first game 76-23, second game 33-26. Game 3, game 2, 33-26, third game 41-31. They finally won 34-30 last game. It has to be the supporting cast. And to add on to what you're saying, Stephen A., and of course you, Big Perk, Chet, what you gonna do, man? Wemby want problems, and he's letting you know he wants problems. He wants problems. And I know we allude to talking about the Junior Olympics on how Chet beat Paris by 2 points, so on and so forth. Just add a little more context to that. They came with a younger squad. People don't realize that Chet is a couple years older than Wemby as well. Wemby also felt like, yo, they got the 19-year-olds, we 17. It's revenge time, Chet, and that's how he feels about it. Do something about it to help your man out. I'm agreeing with you, Perk. I feel where you're coming from, Stephen A. But Shea is going to get different looks on defense where they're going to have to help him out. Somebody got to do something.
Different looks that he's going to get. He's managed to overcome them all of these years. He better find a way to overcome them if they're going to win this series.
Well, look, you don't got AJ.
Yes, if all you got to do is double him, if all you got to do is double him, and that's all it takes, then guess what? Y'all ain't going to win. Y'all ain't going to win. He's going to have to find a way.
Okay, well, we would all expect that the Thunder will not play as poorly as they did in Game 4, right? They're back to Oklahoma City. That's probably why they're favored by 5.5 points.
The Oklahoma City Thunder, they win the championship last year. We talk about how young they are, all of that, and we have any number of conversations about how this is the beginning of a dynasty. And here we are a year later, and it feels like that all hangs in the balance tonight. You've got SGA, who was the two-time defending MVP now, and, you know, the playoffs don't count in the MVP. So let's not have a debate now over whether this postseason means Wembanyama should have won it. The point is, it's his league until it's taken away from him, but it could be taken away tonight. Windy, do you feel like that kind of pressure exists for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and OKC in this home Game 5 tonight?
Well, let me just say that I don't believe that the Oklahoma City Thunder are ever desperate. They have an incredibly deep team. They have the two-time MVP. They have a great home court advantage. They have incredible depth. They have very good coaching. So I don't think that they're desperate. However, this is I do not think that you want to give Victor Wembanyama two chances to close you out. And so this is a vitally important game for them. But look, there's a reason why we haven't had back-to-back champions since the Warriors when they had two MVPs in their prime on their roster in Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. It is difficult to win back-to-back titles for all of the reasons that we know about basketball. And right now the Thunder are dealing with one of those difficulties, which is health to their softest position.
Look, when you're the two-time MVP, back-to-back years, it's your league, right? I mean, in that moment, whatever anyone thinks of him, whatever people with the flopping and all of this, which I see, and I'm not dismissing, but at the end of the day, it's his league right now. That changes if Victor Wembanyama beats them, right? It becomes Wembanyama's league if he beats them.
If he wins a championship, if he doesn't win a championship, maybe it becomes Jalen Brunson's league. I mean,
Okay, but either way.
I hear what you're saying.
Either way.
Face of the
it
league.
feels like that's
Wemby.
tonight, right? It feels like that's tonight. It's SGA and Wembanyama, and I know that this doesn't decide the series, but boy, this feels like a big game for the Thunder.
I think sometimes it's okay for it to be that macro, Greeny. I do like SGA versus Wemby, and I'll say this about your desperation question. OKC should be desperate, right? Like, you're not the team from last year. This is a different team. This is a new opportunity to get a new championship. And the only way you beat a team like the Spurs is to match their intensity. And the Spurs' intensity of that youth is desperation. So I think you get a chance to see tonight, when you make mention of guys making shots, Isaiah Joe, Wiggins, Jared McCain,
others.
You're not making mention of the names like A.J. Mitchell. You're not making mention of like J-Dub. So you have other players that are bumped up in the rotation that now need to step up to prove to see if that depth is a real thing when it's crunch time.
Exactly that. And to me, again, I think what Greeny's saying is absolutely true. And exactly how I'm feeling watching this game tonight is a loss for the Thunder could all of a sudden put a line where we thought was going to be a wide open run for the next dynasty because we haven't had a repeat champion. And if they get knocked out, or at least now they're down 3-2 going back on the road, really with their backs to the wall, and that will be a desperation moment for them, Victor Wembanyama seems to be in that place where he's ready to now take over the league.
Yeah, it's fully arrived. I have a little bit of a conundrum in my head because we understand that the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're not fully healthy. AJ Mitchell, J-Dub, they're top out of the, 3 creators, those are the top 2 right there, apart from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. When I look at this matchup, I'm like, every team that has played in the postseason, we've shown that they can't do it by themselves with their star player. I feel like the exception is San Antonio because their star player is 7'5", 7'6". He's averaging 30, 13, 4, and 3 on 53 and 40, 43. He's shooting 43 from 3.
Crazy.
The Spurs are supposed to be right now ahead of schedule, but it feels like they're seizing the moment. And so it's going to be hard, despite being a back-to-back MVP, being Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 6'6", getting coverage in double teams or single, getting everyone to get. It's not an easy path, but it is required because this is a squad that understands they can't go back on the road down.
Super quick.
Plus for Wemby, the plus-minus point differential is incredible.